Radio. Oh, relax radio.
Hey, beautiful people, this is your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. Welcome to another episode of Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. Happy Monday. Hope you guys have had a good start to your week. Hopefully, you've had a good one. And obviously, you guys are kind of getting used to this now. So, we're doing the lives through StreamYard. We are trying to level up our game. And so we're just getting used to the technical side of things. So hopefully you guys will bear with us. But for me, it's looking really cool. You guys can see that the title of today's show has come up. It's popped up on the screen, extended lockdown until Easter. We're going to be talking about it today. But I am going to do some preliminaries and I'm just going to read out our Relax Radio advert so you can advertise on Relax Radio from £1, an introductory offer that we've got going on at the moment. And so for more info, you can call 07956 I just had to make sure I caught that. So you guys should be able to see that going past on the bottom of the screen. So if you've got a business or a service that you would like to promote or advertise, please do get in touch. And yes, as you can see, it just pops up there. Yes, you can join me every Sunday and every Monday. So yesterday we spoke about the new US administration, the Biden-Harris administration, and we dived into that and spoke about some of the potential policies that we were going to be seeing throughout the term of this presidency, and also some of the historic events that had happened, such as Kamala Harris, first Black Asian female vice president, and also some of the other controversial issues surrounding this particular administration, the impeachment of Donald Trump, and also his allegations of election fraud, which seem to be continuing throughout this time that Biden has been inaugurated. And so we spoke about all of that yesterday, and today we are speaking about extended lockdown to Easter. It's really all in the title, and I really don't know what else to say about it. I could just leave it just at that. I know everyone is feeling really exhausted and exasperated with all of this talk of COVID-19 and coronavirus, but of course we have to speak about what's going on the planet at the moment. So our health secretary, Matt Hancock, has basically said that we are a long way away from lifting lockdown restrictions. And this has been reiterated by Priti Patel as well, and of course the Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Now, when we first went into this third lockdown, it was said that they anticipated that after the February half term, the children would start returning back to schools and different regions of the country would start going into lower tiers. Doesn't look like that's going to be happening for next month or anytime soon. So now what was expected to either be a lifting of lockdown from the 15th of February or potentially the 22nd of February has now been moved to at least the 2nd of April, I believe. And it's also being said through the grapevine that there are certain Whitehall sources who are saying that lockdown is potentially going to last until June. So I just want to give some shout out to some of the sources that I got some of the information from. For those of you who are scholars out there, we know about putting those footnotes in, or those verbal footnotes. So if you guys want to go check out some of this information, go and look at The Times, The Guardian, in your area.co.uk, leicestermercury.co.uk, and cambridgenews.co.uk. So you guys can go and do some of your own research there as well. So, as I said, with the schools not opening potentially until Easter, parents right now are under serious pressure with homeschooling. Some parents are furloughed and able to be with their children. Some are still required to work from home and do multitasking, as parents do anyway, but this is multitasking to a whole nother level, right? If you've got to be doing your own professional work from home and also trying to homeschool your children, that is definitely going to cause high levels of stress. And the Education Secretary, Gavin Williamson, has recommended parents to report schools to Ofsted if they feel as though the school is not providing enough work for the children throughout this lockdown period. There are many parents out there who are very concerned about their children's education, which is very understandable. But personally, I would use it as an opportunity to teach the children or your children's subjects and topics which are of course important to life, but they may not get as much exposure to through the traditional school system. And so some of those can sometimes include relationships, networking, and also some financial lessons as well. These are topics from my memory. School is starting to feel like a very, very long time ago, but from my memory, these are some of the topics that we didn't really get into too much. But of course, as you become an adult, that you realize these are some of the most important topics that you need in life and to have a healthy and happy life. Even though we did have subjects like, I think it was PTSE, which you did learn about other kind of social topics and life topics, but it was a class that happened maybe once a week. And as I said, I didn't feel like it was that in depth. So maybe parents can try and take the opportunity to do some of those subjects with their children. As I said, my heart goes out to parents out there. They must be highly stressed at the moment, on top of the other concerns that come with coronavirus and COVID-19, obviously, but making sure that your child or your children are getting the right amount of education that they should be. It definitely must be a big stress. So what else has been happening? So in fact, so on Tuesday, the 19th of the 1st, 2021, supposedly the UK had the highest number of deaths since the whole coronavirus pandemic started, and that was 1,610 people. Those are the numbers that the official mainstream outlets are giving us at the moment. Those are the numbers, those are the statistics. And so, because of the data that's coming in from, they say, the scientists, the hospitalization figures, that lockdown is just not feasible for February. And as I said, that's one of the reasons, or some of the reasons, why we are going to be in an extended lockdown. And when we put our ear to the streets and listen to the people about how they feel about this, it is not looking good. You know, I had the opportunity to look at some blog posts and just posts from the general public, writing down some of their feelings and thoughts about an extended lockdown. And it's really heartbreaking and just very sad. Some people are saying that they can't continue like this, that their mental health is taking a massive battering at the moment, that they haven't seen their family and friends for so long that they're basically getting used to it. Some people are saying that they are just doing what they have to do, in the sense of, if they have to continue the lockdown, then it's just necessary. Some people have the view that it is better to be in lockdown and alive rather than not alive from COVID 19. So there is a little bit of a clash of views, as you would expect, but the majority of people are saying that these lockdowns are really taking a toll and having a massive impact on their mental and emotional health. And I did say to you guys that I will be coming back to those topics at some point in the near future and just discussing some of the COVID consequences in those areas. In fact, one of the comments that I saw as well was, how would the government like more suicides because of all of these lockdowns? And some of you guys may have been able to join me for some of my shows before where I spoke about suicide and self-harm. And this was one of the consequences, right, of coronavirus. And during times of decreased employment and also decreased financial prosperity and growth, suicide rates do tend to go up. So this is a very serious topic. Self-harm and suicide is definitely something that needs to be taken seriously during this time. Other things that come to mind as well is things, sometimes you're online and you get these pop-up adverts about different things that are going on at the moment. And I saw an article about how in Wales, the DVLA, there had been about 350 cases, they said, of coronavirus within the organization. And basically, staff members had been told, if I'm getting this accurate, that if they quarantined or took off more than 10 days, that they would get a warning. So there is a massive conflict there. On one hand, people are being told that they need to isolate. I think it's between 10 and 14 days if they have been in contact with anyone who's tested positive for coronavirus. But then on the other hand, employers are making threats to their workers and saying, well, if you do quarantine for a certain amount of time, that you're obviously going to get a warning that is clearly going to impact on their livelihood and their financial position, which is something I'm sure that a lot of people can't afford to do, and it's not a position that many people will be able to cope with, especially during a time such as this. So the choice between quarantine, following government guidance, and also being able to live financially is a dispute, is a battle certain people are going through at the moment. So we'll see how that pans out and what the situation is with that. So other areas are also going to be extending their lockdowns. I believe the rest of the UK is going to be extending their lockdowns. This includes Ireland, this includes Ireland and Northern Ireland, I believe. And off the top of my memory, they're definitely extending it for 4 weeks up until the 5th of March. I'm not sure about the exact time frames for Scotland and Wales, but I think they are also going to be extending their lockdowns as well. And Boris Johnson is even throwing out there that people coming from abroad may be quarantined in hotels. So these draconian measures are just getting more and more severe, and what can we say? And they're just continuing way longer than anyone would like. And I did say when this third lockdown came into play that it probably wouldn't end in February. I can't remember if I mentioned it in my 2021 predictions for the year, but definitely from what happened last year during the first lockdown, where it was supposed to be for a certain period of time and ended up being for basically ages, I anticipated that this would probably happen throughout this lockdown as well. So how do you guys feel about it? As I said, yesterday I couldn't see many comments popping up. I had the beautiful Tanzila come on and put her comment there, but I haven't been seeing many comments come up. Do it through StreamYard, the presentation, the preface or the interface. That's the correct terminology, right? Of the live is different, so I can't really see who's on live and who's watching if you guys don't write a comment. But I'm also told as well that for possibly for the next show that I may be able to take calls. So I'll try and sort that out for you guys. If you guys would like to speak to me on this live and be interactive, I would love to hear your voices and hear whatever you guys have to say, our Relax Radio listeners. So, yeah, as I said, I just love to know how you guys feel about it. Please give your feedback, your opinions, your experiences, and feel free to go and check out some of our other Relax Radio presenters as well. I'm sure coronavirus is a topic that is continually coming up with many of our Relax Radio presenters. So definitely go and voice your opinions then. But we also talk about some other cool topics as well. As for myself and Soul Seed, I will be bringing you guys some more shows regarding physical well-being, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. We have been doing a focus as of recently about world events, significant world events, and things that are going on the planet at the moment, just because they've been, I said, quite current, but there are other aspects of our lives and our being that also deserve attention as well. So it says it's coming up to break time. So should we go on a quick break and then afterwards I'll come back with you guys and say my goodbyes. So I'm not sure how this works. Maybe they're just going to cut me off. So maybe I should keep talking until cut off point. Wait for them to let me know what's going on.
Oh, Relax Radio.
So I think I'm back. All I could see on the screen was my mic's been muted and then my mic has been unmuted. So I think I'm on unmute now, so I'm just going to keep on speaking. So this pretty much sums up this live for today. How many times can we speak about being in lockdown? This is the third lockdown that we're experiencing within the UK. I'm hearing that the United States, USA, is to go into another lockdown under their new administration. So it's just a really crazy time, very interesting time, very testing times that we're living through on this planet at the moment. So you guys can see that it's popping up here as extended lockdown until Easter. You could also substitute lockdown prison sentence. So extended prison sentence until Easter or even possibly June. So I'm going to be, as I said, some of the topics that I'm going to be doing in the near future are going to be focusing on emotional and mental health, emotional and mental resiliency. Did I pronounce that correctly? Is that actually a word? I hope it is. So basically building up strength and fortitude in those areas to try and overcome some of the challenges that we face within our lives, not just with coronavirus, but in other areas of our lives as well. And I keep saying to you guys, just so you stay as excited about it as me, that I've got some pretty good, pretty cool guests lined up for when we finally do get out of lockdown. I can't wait to get them into the studio and just be in that studio setting. We do miss being in the Relax Radio studios, but hopefully this is a good substitute for you guys until we are able to get back in there. So I think I'm going to be leaving things there for now. Please come back and join me again on Sunday. That's when I'll be back on Relax Radio. Please do take advantage of our introductory offer for advertisements for your business or your service. Of course, that will go out to all of our Relax Radio listeners, which will be, our Relax Radio listeners are great, right? So that's going to be good business for you. And as I said, please do go check out some of the other Relax Radio presenters. And also follow us on our other social media platforms, which include not just Facebook, but also YouTube and Twitter. And if you haven't done it yet, download our Relax Radio app so you can stay up to date with us on the go. So this has been your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. Thank you for joining me. I want to wish you guys a happy rest of your week. If you can, try your best. And this has been Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. So as usual, much love and stay blessed. Bye.